Tara.
It's Jen. We're here for another episode of Girlfriends Talk Marketing.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's time to take a look at how you're doing, where you're going, where you're headed, and are you on track?
Exactly. So Jen, at the beginning of the year, you wrote this amazing plan. How's that going? And what are we talking to clients about
Well,
now?
let me just dust off that plan. This is something that we do almost monthly. We're looking at how we're doing against the plan, and it's definitely something that we're talking to our clients about. You write a plan, don't put it on a shelf. You got to keep it out, make it look dynamic. But this is a good time to do a harder look, a deeper look at what you've done. You made your list of 10, hopefully at the beginning of the year, 10 things that you wanted to accomplish this year. And now is a good time to see where you are on those. Have you got 3 of them done, 4 of them done? Is it even realistic to think that you're going to be able to get all of them done?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the things that we should consider is if you haven't looked at the plan and if your business has gotten busy, that's a good thing because the world is constantly changing. We're seeing, something different this 3 months than 3 months prior. If you haven't revisited your plan lately, and when you do revisit it, you feel you've got off track, what are some things that you can do to kind of get back on track to ensure that have a solid strategy for the remaining part of the year?
Really good question. First of all, don't beat yourself up too bad. Sit down and you write these plans in an ideal world, and we don't live in an ideal world.
Right.
And you can't predict what's going to happen precisely from one day to the next, let alone what month to next. So just start where you are. Take a look at where you thought you were going to be going, and take a look at where you now think you're headed. Maybe you've had different clients than you expected to come in,
yeah.
Or maybe your products didn't work out the way that you thought that they were going to. So you take a look again at your goals, where you thought you wanted to be at the end of the year, and then back to here, and say, is this realistic? Let's readjust. You always want to be a little bit aspirational, but you also want to be somewhat realistic in order to be able to make decisions about the day-to-day. And then you work backwards to what decisions, what needs to change, what has derailed you. Is it in your control or out of your control? And if it's not in your control, well then what is in your control, and how are you going to make adjustments to that?
Right. Yeah, like things that we think about are, do you have the right personnel? Do you have the right products? Is the market share that you're trying to go after, is that realistic? Is it there? Is there enough opportunity for you to meet your metrics that you've defined for yourself? Or do you need to adjust, all of that altogether? So it's a constant moving target. But
right.
I think as we talk often, having a plan and making sure that we're following it and sticking to it is the best way to hope for as much success as possible.
Fail to plan,
right.
You plan to fail.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so.
I think that is all really good advice. What are those? These are answers that you won't know until you get going.
Right.
Where are your customers? What's happening with them? What's changed in their lives? And how has that changed their needs? Because you constantly want to be looking at what do your customers need now?
Right.
And understand that's going to change. So ask yourself that question again.
Excellent. So to recap, make sure you have your plan. Make sure you've been following your plan. If you haven't followed your plan, that's okay. There's still time to change it, time to get back in strategy. And
make a schedule for yourself. Make an appointment with yourself to give yourself time to do that, because that is one of the things that always gets lost. As business owners, we tend to put ourselves last.
Right.
And you need to put yourself first in order to make your business the success you want it to be.
Great advice. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. See you next time.